My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. We break down full fight cards every single week. We give you our picks, our bets, and our fantasy plays. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our content. And this is brought to you by Earn You. Earn You is the world's first sports and esports prediction game, allowing you to earn crypto risk-free. Check it out now at earnu.com. And ODDSJAM. ODDSJAM has the fastest real-time data integrations to spot discrepancies between different sportsbooks and helping users place risk-free bets. Check them out at oddsjam.com. Next up, at UFC 273, we have the co-main event of the evening, and we have a rematch that we have waited quite a while for. We have Aljamain Sterling taking on Petr Yan. Aljamain Sterling, 20-3 overall. He's 5-0 in his last five, coming off the DQ win over Petr Yan in their first matchup. Petr Yan, 16-2 overall. He's 4-1 in his last five, coming off a very close decision win over Corey Sandhagen. It's been a year. We've been waiting a year for this fight, and we all remember what happened last time, but let me remind you, because I am positive a lot of you, like I did until I rewatched it, remember Petr Yan kicking the crap out of Aljamain Sterling. But that is not what happened. That is not how that fight went down. We all just remember the theatrics that Aljamain did, and that's just manifesting in our head that he was getting smoked and Petr. No, Aljamain Sterling had a lot of success in that fight, especially early on. Aljamain won the first round on some judges' scorecards. Definitely won the second round. Literally every single judge in that fight gave the second round to Aljamain Sterling. Overall, as a fight, Aljamain landed 97 significant strikes. Petr only landed 86. Yes, Petr went 7 for 7 in takedowns, but he had 4 minutes of control time. Aljamain only had 1 takedown, but he did also have a reversal, and he had 3 minutes of control time. And I'm not saying Aljamain Sterling won that first fight, because he obviously did not. I think the DQ was nonsense. The theatrics, I agree with all that crap. My point is, it was not the murder that everybody is remembering that it was. It was not that. Aljamain Sterling is a rangy striker with solid grappling. He started his career as a grappler and has takedowns in every single win before 2018. But over time, he sort of developed his own striking style where he uses kicks really well to manage range, and he almost lands 5 significant strikes per minute, which is good volume. And he only absorbs 2, and that's because he does such a good job with his range and his footwork. Petr Yan is a phenomenal striker with fantastic takedown defense. He's a nightmare for anyone that can't outstrike him, and that's pretty much everybody in the division. He plots forward with a Muay Thai-style guard and then blasts away with power and accuracy. And to cap that off, he's a very good wrestler who averages more than 2 takedowns per fight. But taking him down is not easy to do. He's got 90% takedown defense over 9 UFC fights. We've already seen this fight. And the first fight, we saw Petr winning. Since then, I think Petr had, I said a close fight against Sandhagen. It wasn't super close, but a lot of people thought he was just going to put Sandhagen out, and he didn't. He lost a round in that fight, and I know he's a slow starter. But again, we've seen him against Sandhagen. Wasn't exactly a one-sided absolute destruction. Aljamain Sterling in that same amount of time has been dealing with some pretty serious injuries. Listen, I am picking Petr Yan. I think Petr wins. We saw him win the first time. I think he's the better striker. I think he's proven that his power doesn't go away. His cardio is solid. Aljamain's cardio sort of died in the last fight. And Petr's wrestling is legit. He went 7 for 7 on takedowns. Aljamain Sterling only went 1 for 17 because of the gas. So Petr's the pick. But I think the odds are a little bit wide. Of the 3, I think Petr Yan is the one that actually can lose on Saturday night. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, let me preface what I'm about to say with Yan should win the fight, right? He's a 400 favorite. So if you're going to come at me with like, oh, you crazy, Yan's going to win the fight. He should win the fight. He's a huge favorite. He should win the fight. He should dominate the fight. With that being said, I'm picking Aljo, man, and I'll tell you exactly why. Everyone went to harp on the 1 for 17 takedowns. That first takedown was easy. That thing was butter easy. What happened in that fight was Aljo got a little aggressive in the striking because Petr is a guy that will let you hit him, right? He's a high guard, shells up, and he'll let you hit him. Aljo was hitting him or thinking he was hitting him and just kind of blew his load in the first round and couldn't get the takedowns late because of that. But if you watch that first takedown, that thing was easy. That thing was butter. And people do not respect Aljo for the wrestler and grappler that he is. And I think if he goes all in on the wrestling and all in on the grappling and just focus on that, forget the striking. You're not going to win a striking battle. You're going to keep punching his guard. You're going to wear yourself out. If you are going to strike, hit the body, go for the body, then go for the legs, go for the takedowns. If Aljo goes all in on the wrestling, all in on the grappling, which I think that he will. He trains with Merab. He trains with Ali Quinta. They've got a good team there. I think that he can steal this fight. Not only is there a chance, maybe a submission. I don't think he's going to be able to submit Petr Yan, but I think he can win a decision in this match if he goes all in with the wrestling, because that first takedown was so easy for him. And if you watch in that second round, he won that second round. Even in the third round, there was a lot of times where he's in on a single. Right, he made it all the way in on single. He's holding onto a single. Yan is against the fence, and he just couldn't get quite past that position. But if he goes all in on the wrestling in this time, and he's able to get him down the first, second, he didn't outstrike himself, or he didn't gas himself with the striking. Now he's in on the single. Now he gets no takedown. Okay, now that's 2 rounds. Right now it's the third round. Okay, he was in on a single in the third round of the last fight. Now he has the energy because he didn't gas himself. Now he gets another takedown. He's winning the third round. Now, all of a sudden, he has 3 rounds banked already, and Yan has to finish the fight to win the fight. I think that's a very, very good possibility going to this fight. People are underestimating Aljamain Sterling in the wrestling, in the grappling. Again, people are going to be like, oh, my God, Kim, oh, my God. Petr Yan should win this fight. He is the better fighter, probably top to bottom, except for in the wrestling. Grappling is probably even. I just think that there is an outside chance that Aljo comes in, all in on the wrestling, takedown control, win the first round, takedown control, win the second, takedown. I'm just saying, I'm picking Aljo. I know it's not going to be a popular pick. There's going to be blowback. If Petr Yan just dominates him, that's what's supposed to happen. I'm picking Aljo.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously completely disagree with that pick, but I'm looking at the live chat here, and everybody's making excuses for Petr, which is so funny because Petr was winning that fight, but everybody's making excuses talking about, well, he always takes the first round off. But he lost the second round to Aljamain Sterling. The second round is the round that every single judge gave to Aljamain Sterling, not the first. The first round, yes, a judge gave it to Aljamain Sterling, and then a lot of people think Aljo also won that round, but it was the second round that he gave up. So already making excuses for a guy who won the fight seems a little bizarre to me. I think Petr Yan does win this fight, but I am sympathizing with Aljamain Sterling here. I think the odds are a bit wide. What do you think? Oh, and Petr Yan has no corner. His corners did not get approved. They're from Russia. They didn't get approved to come to America. So he has no corner, and there's all sorts of funny drama on Twitter. Go check it out of what UFC superstar will be in his corner.
Yeah, he invited like Sugar and Henry, but Sugar said on his podcast he's not going to do it. So I will say that obviously Sterling lost that first round. He got knocked down in the first round. But if you watch that, I think it was the fourth round, like beginning of the fourth round, Petr hit him with the most solid 1-2 I have ever seen. Boom, boom, like across the chin, and Sterling just ate that. So I know he got flash knockdown in the first, but he ate a very, very good Petr Yan shot in the fourth round when he was tired, when he was exhausted. That's usually when people fold. I don't think it was like a cardio exhaustion thing. I just think that he punched himself out because he was still moving forward in the fourth round. He was still moving forward. He was just a little bit sloppy in what he was doing. So Aljamain Sterling is going to surprise a lot of people.
I agree. And then somebody just commented, Aljamain Sterling literally got dominated the whole fight, scorecard aside.
Scorecard aside. Yeah, so except for the judges who determine who wins and loses the fight, yeah, he got dominated.
And the fact that he literally landed more strikes. He literally landed more strikes than Petr Yan did. So, listen, I think Petr Yan wins, but this is not Chimaev and Burns, okay? You want to say Burns has 0% chance? I'm not going to argue with you. Aljamain Sterling,
path to victory.
Yeah, Aljamain Sterling is the livest of the 3 underdogs in the big 3 fights. DraftKings, I'm not spending the $6,900 because I don't think he wins. But listen, you want to throw Volkanovski and Chimaev in your DraftKings lineup, and there's not much budget left because those dudes are expensive as hell. This is a 5-round fight, and Aljamain Sterling could be worth $6,900. You agree?
I think it's very good. I think it's a pretty good value.
Yeah.
Because I mean, because Yan will give him a round, right? Everyone has already established that he's probably gonna lose it. He'll give him a round, and if Sterling doesn't mess around with the feet and goes with the grappling, this could get interesting.
Yeah. And Monkey Knife Fight, 105 to 146. I hate playing the Moors when we're talking about men over, one something. Those are very, very high numbers. But it might be a more or less situation or a less situation because either Yan, potentially gets a finish there, or Sterling grapple, and takes away a lot of those strikes. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's probably a less because I don't think there's going to be as many opportunities for either one of them to strike in this matchup, because I think Sterling knows that he lost the striking exchanges, and it's going to be more of a grapple heavy game plan.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, but if you want to check that out, you want to place some of those, they're not really bets because it's daily fantasy, but if you want to do that, WeWantPicks.com/MKF, they will instantly match your deposit up to $100. And if you want 50 free dollars, go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. We have 5 different betting partners. Sign up with any one of those partners, and we will send you $50 as a thank you.